Welcome to the WRAL Daily Download. I'm Grace Holland. When you buy a used car, you assume everything works and it is safe to be on the road, but Five on Your Side has learned that one of the most important safety features can be compromised from a scammer. Officials have put out a warning about defective airbags that have led to deaths. Five on Your Side's Keely Arthur is here to talk with me to talk about this. Keely, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So how did this investigation get started?
So there have been 5 recent really serious crashes where we've seen fatalities, and the commonality in all of them is the fact that they were used cars and they had airbags that are considered substandard. So they didn't work to the level a airbag that you would have purchased in a new car or a car where an airbag hadn't been deployed, how that would have reacted. And basically, we don't know if the airbags are to blame, but experts who reviewed the crashes said, look, if an airbag that was correct and above board had been deployed, these people's lives could have been saved. So we see a lot of recalls with Five on Your Side. This isn't a recall, but it's just a warning. Hey, if you have a used car, you should look into it and make sure you have the proper airbags.
Right. And how are those airbags getting into these used cars?
It's money. Like I think you get what you pay for, but sometimes I'll buy like a nice designer pair of shoes and they're not good at all. So,
right.
But with a lot of times that adage is true. So you buy a used car and you don't know what has happened to the car. You always want that Carfax report to know what the history of the car is. But I think a lot of people look on the exterior of a car to see, how does it look?
Or how does it drive?
How does it drive? Exactly. But people are not, you don't, until you need the airbag, you're not going to really know about it. And so they're ending up in cars because they're an inexpensive way to say, yep, this car has airbags. Please purchase it for this amount of money, and people will do it.
And who did you talk to about this, and what did they say about how big of a problem this is?
So we spoke with Eric Olson, who works at a local dealership, and his big message was that you really want to go to a dealership or a reputable mechanic to make sure that you can buy a used car. I mean, we want people to save money for sure, and you're going to spend a lot less money when you're purchasing a used versus new car. But you want to go to someone like a dealership or a certified mechanic to make sure that you're getting the proper airbag installed.
All right, let's take a quick break right there, and we'll be right back. So, Keely, before the break, you were explaining that, it's not that people can't buy a used car. It's just you want to be careful about how you do it. So is this something people should be worried about, first of all, with cars with their own cars that they already own getting repaired, say, at a body shop?
Yeah, I think that the advice that we've gotten from experts is for $100, you can have someone, a certified mechanic, look at your car and make sure that the airbag is what it needs to be. So pay that $100. It might not or you could buy something, think it's perfectly fine, and really not know the details of it. I wouldn't know. So paying that $100 can give you peace of mind to make sure that it is what it needs to be. And if it's not, then you might have to pay some money to get it replaced. But my gosh, definitely do that. We know that airbags save lives. You want to make sure that you have something that's going to work when you need it.
Right. I mean, that's on par with seatbelts,
Exactly.
Yeah, in terms of how much you need it. And then, if somebody is looking at a new car, maybe they are a used car, and then they're looking at maybe buying that car, or they've already bought that car, are there any other ways, I should say, that they can check to make sure that car's airbags are working?
Yeah, Carfax has a portal where you can type in your VIN number, and then it will look and see what the history, the airbag history of that vehicle is. Anyone with a used car should do that, because then you're in the know. Knowledge is power. Either you're going to get the report back and it's going to say everything's good and you'll have the peace of mind. If you don't, then you can do something like, now that I know better, I can do better. You know about the airbag, it's a problem. And again, we're seeing fatalities. We're seeing things happen because the airbags were not what they needed to be when push came to shove, and people are losing their lives over it.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Keely. We appreciate it. And thank you for listening to the WRAL Daily Download. Another great way to get WRAL news is the Morning Briefing newsletter. It's a daily email that's waiting in your inbox every morning with local news, events, and headlines to get you ready for the day. Sign up at WRAL.com/newsletter.